Hey besties, let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Hey besties, it's Behind the Shade, and I just got through watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's season 15, episode 6, Star Signs and Bad Times. Baby, no, Dorit, you writing a book? Why? Huh? A memoir? Girl, if you don't go get that swimsuit line or go get your wedding dress line, that's what you need to be doing. You are a fashionista, Dorit. You need to be fulfilling your life with fashions, swimsuits, wedding dresses, kids. I mean, come on, girl. You are one of the best dressed housewives. When I think about the best dress, I think of Wendy and I think of Dorit, just off the top of my head without even thinking hard about it. Okay, but a memoir about you and PK? Don't nobody want to read that. I know. She got fans. I know she has fans, but I don't even think they would read that. Besties, I have a question. You know what I'm about to ask you. Would you read a book written by Dorit and her co-writers? Yeah, I don't think so. So the episode begins with a montage, child. Kyle is outside with her fleet of cars. She don't know which one she want to ride in. She first walks up to the Range Rover, which is parked next to a Porsche SUV, which is parked next to a Tesla, which the Tesla is parked next to a G-Wagon, and then there's another Tesla blocking the way. All the cars are black. So she walks from the Range Rover to the G-Wagon and she's rushing, I guess, to meet Sutton for their sauna appointment. Sutton is at home talking to her 3 dogs. She's got all these packages coming in, and it's all fall fashion for her horse. Okay, so Sutton has 3 dogs and a horse. Erica's at home making floral arrangements. And that's that on that. I think we saw Bose. No. Okay. So the episode begins, right? So Rachel and Bose go shopping at Chanel. Child, Rachel is in there spending money, honey. She buying this, that, this suede jacket that was cute. She spent 10 racks, okay? 10 and a half racks. So she's shopping. Bose is bloated from her IVS process, and she's headed back to see the doctor in Vegas for the next step in her IVF uh, journey. They talk about the Sedona trip. Rachel notices that Amanda is systematic. You know, Rachel is not. She's a laid back girl. She is going to float through her day and get things done. And, you know, when you are a laid back chick, systematic people just irk your last nerve. Okay. So Bo says, you know, she thought Amanda thought she would gain points from bringing up that her friend, you know, met Avi out, and, you know, Avi wanted to spray Sutton, but all that backfired in Amanda's face because Sutton was like very not, she wasn't willing to talk about it. And what someone brought to my attention was that probably Avi, in these situations with Avi working for Sutton, being that she's rich, Sutton has probably made him sign an NDA. So that's why she was saying that I doubt that that's he. She said, what did she say? I can't see him saying that. I think that's what she said last week. Yeah, that's because he can't talk. So that's something to learn. You learn something new every day, child. So Amanda is with her family. They have rented a house in Newport Beach, right by the beach. And so now I said, oh, she has 2 homes, Kyle's old home and then this one. But this is a rental for a year. She got it for her kids so they are able to go outside and play like back in the day. They're not attached to screens. These kids, her daughter was skating in the kitchen. And it was okay for her to skate in the house. She was just skating too fast. I was like, hey, Tootie did it in the Facts of Life. So Amanda is telling her fiance Eddie that she likes Erica, but she was shocked that she made Sutton upset when she brought up Avi. And so he was like, oh, she must don't know you. She gonna keep it moved. She gonna keep poking. And yeah, and I was like, child, ain't nobody scared of Amanda. Please. So Bose catches Rachel up on who Amanda is, being the queen of money, because Rachel was like, who, what, she did what, how she get some money? Who said she was the queen? And Bose ain't falling for it. Bose wants to know where the work is that gets the money. Tell her that so she can do it and get some more money. And it's like, well, nah. Then Amanda shares that they had twin boys 3 years ago and one didn't make it. And they're showing flashbacks of her telling the girls at Jennifer Tilly's house. But I was looking for the clips to say unseen footage because I don't remember her telling them this. I don't remember it. Besties, do you guys remember? I don't remember that. But let me know if you do, because I'm kind of like, this must be unseen footage. So he didn't make it. He passed away at 5 days old. So yeah, that's pretty. Ooh. Yes, I cried. You know me, I'm a little. So Dorit has lunch with her new management team, honey, because with her divorcing PK, she divorced the last manager too. And you have to. You got to break clean and start fresh. You have to. So she's featured in an editorial and she wants to write a book. Well, they tell her to write a book and she's like, okay, let's do it. Cool. She's like, yeah, I need to make money and I need to set new goals for myself. She got to get back into the swing of things because PK controlled her whole life. Remember, she didn't know how to pay bills, nothing. Remember? So, yeah. So Kyle and Sutton go to the sauna, and this is where Kyle gets to be shady and stir the pot. Oh my goodness. We find out when they walked through the vortex in Sedona, it was 111 degrees outside. Now, when they did a flashback, I did see some wind. Sutton's pieces was just blowing in the wind. But honey, 111 degrees. Oh my goodness. I guess the ladies didn't know. When in Arizona, if you plan on hiking, you need to be outside at about 4 in the morning before it gets hotter, right? Because it's probably hot at 4 in the morning. But yeah, you can't walk at all times of the year in Arizona. Okay, so they're in the sauna and it's hot. And so that's why they were bringing up Arizona because they were already out there burning up. So now they're burning up in this sauna. So Kyle's like, did you talk to Jennifer? And she said, no, like we always talk. What are you talking? She said, She's like, well, what did she say? Well, in the moment, when you snapped at her at the table, she said, everything is all about you. You're problematic. And she sees why Garcelle isn't friends with you. Wow. Woo. Child. Sutton is trying to heal herself, and y'all won't let her heal. Y'all will not let Sutton heal. Sutton gonna need 2 or 3 therapists fooling with these folks on this show. So she's brought her back by it, of course, right? So Rachel is gonna have dinner at her house. She's gonna have a psychic there, and everything is going on. She's at the house with her team, the caterers, the chefs, the party planners, and baby, there is no power. Power just out. The whole block is out. and that affected Kathy Hilton also. I believe they're in Bel Air, I believe. So she's like, well, how am I going to host a party in the dark? Candle lights, baby. It's like, Alexa, play Candlelight and You by Keith Washington and Shantae Moore. Well, Kyle rides over with Amanda, and she explains that Amanda explains to Kyle that if she seems weird, it's because this day is the day her son passed away. It's been 3 years. And some people said, well, why would you come out and be around people? Well, if you know anything about grief, you have to try your best to keep going. You can't just stop and just plant. You can, but I mean, I think she even said that she was told to just go on with the day and try, just try. You can cry wherever you go. You don't have to stay in the house to cry. Cry where you go, lean on your friends. That's what they're there for. Okay, so Erica rides over to Rachel's house with Sutton. So they talking about, the Jennifer Tilly and all that. So then we see that Kathy and her glam squad went over to Sutton's house to get ready because she had washed her hair and she needed to blow dry her hair. And so Sutton said, come on over here. You got all access. So they're in her kitchen doing hair and makeup. But I'm like, don't do hair in my kitchen. I know it's probably the best light because of the windows, but Sutton, you don't have a hair salon in your house? Because I'm not trying to be in my kitchen making my coffee and cooking breakfast, and it's Kathy's hair all over the sink and the counters, and hair sores. It sores. Ugh. Child, I'm reaching for my grits, and it's hair in my grits. I would be mad. So at Rachel's candlelit party, everyone's showing up, child. Her friend Natalie comes. She's newly divorced from somebody that's probably rich and famous for something. And she has on this HOE dress. And honey, Erica's like, big ups to you. I love it. She said, yeah, my cootie cat is out. Erica, like, wear it out as much as you can. Erica will... She will cheer you on, honey. Whatever you want, Erica is going to cheer you into it, okay? Jennifer Tilly comes. She's all regal with this cape with all these diamonds or crystals or whatever all on it. I didn't see what the big deal was. She did look nice, older, very regal. She later on told us it was Dior. She got it while she was in Paris. And besties, this is what I love about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I love seeing the expensive shopping and cars and eating. Like in this episode alone, we got Chanel, Hermes bags, Kyle's fleet of cars, Porsche, Range Rover, G-Wagon, Teslas, and then we get Rachel Zoe out shopping at Chanel, spending 10.5 racks on clothes and jewelry and baby and all the other stuff. Oh, and they're at the party having caviar and drinking champagne, and I just love it. I love watching all the stuff that I cannot afford, honey. Yes, I'm here for it. Goals. These are goals, possibly. So Erica's in red, and Jen sees Sutton, gives her a hug. Sutton tells her she looks pretty. I was like, okay, see, they really are friends, besties. Because Sutton, got a chip on her shoulder, but she gonna still love on her. She didn't treat her like crap, How could she? They've been friends 18 years, So Dorit and Kyle both have their mini Birkins, $11,000. And you know what? I'm convinced Kyle has every Birkin bag they make. That woman, that's all she wears. Every color, size, child. It's like, okay, Kyle. Now, Kyle is an actress. She still got money like that. She got money like that. Oh, speaking of Kyle, y'all, okay, so remember Real Housewives of Potomac and Ashley, trying to flirt with Mauricio and Stacy pushing her onto him, and Giselle, throwing out hints that they've spent time together. So did you guys hear that Kyle's response to Ashley? It's like, okay, so what I have heard was Giselle text Kyle right then and there in Aspen and told her what was going on. And I'm sitting here like, Giselle, you're supposed to be best friends with Ashley. I knew that was just for TV. How you gonna sit here and you was cutting her off? No, can't nobody. He's off limits. Go away. Keep on moving. Don't bother. Leave him alone. It's like you said you hang out with him. So what are you doing? Texting Kyle. Why does Kyle need to be updated on what her estranged husband is doing? I find it to be weird. And then you're making it seem like Ashley and Kyle hang out. Ashley is in Maryland, Virginia, DC. Mauricio is in Colorado, in Beverly Hills. Like, they're not friends. Ashley and Kyle aren't friends. And Kyle said it was weird. Like, I think she just kind of just said, it's weird. And it's like, yeah, it's weird that a housewife is calling you to tell you that your estranged husband is flirting, as he should be. And Giselle is wrong because she would definitely let him take her down if he wanted to. And I think they probably had the way she was acting. She said they have spent quality time together. I think it was on Watch What Happens Live, or maybe I read it, but honey, Giselle, tell the whole story. Tell Kyle that you fool our line with Mauricio. Anyway, where was I at, child? So, whew, Giselle made me mad. So, okay, so they got the matching Birkin bags. Okay, so Dorit tells everybody that she signed her first book deal, honey, and they're all chanting for her book deal, book deal, book deal. And Kyle is chanting money, 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 money. And so Dorit says it's nice to finally get support from these ladies. I'm like, yes, Dorit, with this book of whatever the heck you finna write about. So Dorit says she hired a mother-daughter duo as co-writers. And I'm like, Dorit, in this day and age, you don't need to hire co-writers, ghostwriters. Girl, with Chat GPT, you could just talk to Chat GPT and get your book written. Girl, what is wrong with you? And get it done for free. And you might not need a proofreader or an editor. Child, you got the whatever, girl. So here go Amanda, aka the one upper, aka me too, me too. Child, she said, "Oh, you mean a co-writer? What is that, like a ghostwriter?" And so Dorit's like, "Yeah." And so Amanda's like, "Oh, I just sat down and I wrote." So Dorita's like, "Well, I don't have a lot of time with my kids and blah, blah, blah." And so Dorita's like, "Well, she must have more time than I do because I don't have the time to sit down and write." I'm like, "No, Dorit, you lack depth. You don't have the depth to write a book, honey. That's why you need co-writers. You just don't seem deep. I think you would sit down and write the same sentence in one chapter about 6 times." You will work your editor overtime, child. And so here, Amanda with her Me Too thing. Here's Amanda again with her one up and everybody. And Amanda's like, she's telling Kyle, it never occurred to me to get a ghostwriter. I'm a writer. Like, before I quit my job, I was writing. Okay. So Dorit, Erica, and Rachel are discussing that the one upper, is one upping again. They're like, yeah, oh my goodness, me too. And so come to find out, Erica is a one-time New York best-selling author, right? And then Rachel was like, and I'm a 2-time New York's bestsellers author. So they gave each other a high five. And it's like, now, wait a minute, Rachel. Did you just one up Erica? Did Erica one up Amanda and then Rachel one up Erica? Welcome to Beverly Hills, y'all. So, Amanda she lacks self-awareness. Amanda is really insecure, and from what I read, a lot of the fans do not like her. They do not. Even after watching this episode, which had me in tears, these people are not falling for it. They do not want Amanda to come back. They don't like her. I'm like, give her a chance. No, it's episode 6. I don't know, y'all. Without her, I think this season would be boring. Because ain't nobody sharing nothing. Have we been inside of Kyle's house this season? I think one time with all the girls came over, right, when they was discussing the wedding. Ciao. Anyway, so Dorita's like, oh, Amanda, you need to learn how to read a room. Since you don't know what a co-writer is, and you've written a book and you don't know how to read a room. I was like, that was cute, Dorit, but I'm gonna be throwing that back on you soon. Keep it up, girl. So Sutton tells Dorit that Amanda was talking about her. What would she say about me? Because me and her just went out to eat a couple weeks ago. I thought we was vibing. Oh, well, she's worried that your divorce may come back to bite you. And because you're talking too much. And then you're talking about PK being an alcoholic, you better be careful. So Dorit cannot believe Amanda is talking about her behind her back. So Jennifer sits down with the psychic, and one of the cards, a lady on the card looks like Sutton. So the psychic tells her to lean on Sutton, trust her some more. So Sutton pulls Jennifer to the side to have a talk, and it's very soft, not hard, not aggressive, very respectful. So Sutton's feelings are hurt. She says she talked to Kyle, and I'm like, well, Kyle is right over there. Go get her. I wanted Jennifer Tilly to say, well, tell Kyle to come over here. Like, let's all talk about it. Like, how does Kyle is getting away with a lot of things. And she's been getting away with a lot of things for a lot of seasons. And I see why people call her a narcissist, a snake. Oh, they talk bad about child. So she said, yeah, you talked to Kyle. And she said, you said I stir up problems. And that's why me and Garcelle are not friends anymore. And Jennifer says, I didn't say that. I'm like, girl, you did. I was listening to you. You did say that. So she admitted that she left the table, in Sedona, on the airway at the airport. She left the table because she couldn't speak. And, she vented a little bit. And she doesn't remember what she said, but Sutton, you made her feel bad when you snapped at her. And she thinks these are the same experiences that Garcelle had with you too, Sutton. And so Jennifer said after her and Garcelle stopped being friends, she examined their friendship after Garcelle left. And so she says, now she's noticing that Sutton is becoming very reactive. And that's why she also said, and she should have said this, I even told Kyle that, we're trying to give you grace because of what you're going through. You didn't fell out with Garcelle, fell out with Avi. Why she didn't bring that up to not defend herself, but to give herself more credit, because she did say it. So they make peace. They commit to doing better because they are friends. 18 years, they ain't going nowhere. They are I can't say the D word. They are and D's, the friends that are going to ride for you until the end. Yes. So Dorit has her reading, and it just says it was a card with swords in this man's head, and it meant there's going to be a hard ending. See, I didn't really like this psychic because she didn't go in, she didn't like, you didn't get everyone's reading and she didn't go deep. Whatever she said to someone, it was like one sentence. You have a hard ending. You need to trust more. It was like, can you give us some more context? Okay, so the ladies are seated. They're getting ready to have dinner. And Rachel shares Bowles' good news. She got 2 eggs that will be that are working, and they will, move forward to her journey. Next is she will get pregnant. And I really think at 47 years old, Bowles, you need a surrogate, honey. Is that their plan? I guess. Right, because she just working on her. She cannot. Oh my goodness! Why would you want to date a man that don't have kids? And Keely, how old is Keely? Isn't he 50? Why do y'all want children? Y'all are too old for diapers and crying and changing Chuck E. Cheese and daycare. And why don't y'all just want to travel the world? Keely, if you ain't had kids by now, you don't want them. I mean, come on. You've had plenty of time to have some children. Bruh. I got my one kid. She's almost grown. I love you. Let's travel the world. There is other things to do besides having kids. Okay, that's just my rant. That's how I feel. So the ladies are seated, they're eating in the, with candlelights because it's getting dark. So Amanda's reading is a money tree. And she was like, the psychic told her she was a manifester. And she's like, yes, I wrote a book about it. It's called whatever it's called with a cuss word in it. And I'm the queen of money. Have you heard about me? Next. So then she asked the psychic, are you a medium? She's like, well, not really. She said, oh, I was going to ask you, do you feel anything? Because today is the day that my son, And it's like, okay. So the grief is rising to the top now. She's grieving. She's, yeah. And so the psychic doesn't feel anything. And she kind of tells her sorry. But then she tells her, to go out. What did she tell her? She told her, well, wait. Amanda was like, you don't feel anything because I was just wondering if my son wanted to come and say hi to me because, he visits Eddie. His spirit visits Eddie. So the psychic tells Amanda to be open to connection, maybe go outside and meditate and he'll come. And so I'm like, no, pray and tell him to come through prayer, meditation, and he will come. Because the deceased isn't gone, they're still with you, they're in your heart. It's about how you choose to have that relationship. If you want them to visit you, tell them to visit you. They will come in your dreams. It might not be what you think, but they'll come. They'll tap you on the shoulder. They'll let you know they're present. Hey, you gotta pay, you gotta tap in, baby. The spiritual realm is real. So Kyle asked Sutton, did she talk to Jennifer? And so Sutton was like, yeah, but she said you lied on her. She said, you lying. That ain't what she said. She don't remember saying what you said. So Kyle was like, so I'm lying? So Sutton was like, well, we could talk openly, we can talk openly about this. So Jen was like, y'all making a mountain out of a molehill. It was something small, we're good. And she let Sutton know, I'm very protective of you and our friendship, and Sutton agreed. So Kathy is all like, well, what's going on? What y'all talking about? Jennifer's like, nothing. Something happened. Your sister started mess. I stopped it. We're good. Am I making sense? Erica says, yes, you're making sense. So then Dorita's like, you guys will be fine. I know it. Don't worry about it. But let me take over. Amanda, so what's your take on my divorce? I hear you've been talking behind my back. You talking about the father of my children? Say what you said to me. Amanda's like, I told Kyle that you might, be making your custody harder. How so? Kyle asked Dorit, where did you hear this from? Dorit said, Sutton. And it's like, why don't we invite the people who are sitting right there into the conversation? Why are we shut? Like, so go back to Sutton. What you say? I said, but no. Mm-mm. So Amanda's like, well, what day was this? What? Why are you asking that? Dorita's like, girl, it don't matter what day it was. And so Amanda's like, can I just be very real? Like, really, can I be really real with you guys? Like, right now in this moment, let's pause, okay? They're like, okay. And she's like, today is the day my son passed away. It's been 3 years, and I am hanging on by a thread. Kathy gonna say, who, your dog? Who, who is, well, she didn't say my son. She called him by his name. She said, Zion passed, So Kathy's like, who is that, your dog? The way out, Kiki, bestie. I was like, Kathy is good. I love that she's here. That Pisces is giving off that weirdo energy. Who, your dog? Child, Kathy. And so she's like, no, my son. Kathy's like, what? She's like, yeah, Kaon's twin. Everyone is sitting there in shock. Nobody knows what to say. Nobody but Dorit. Now remember, Dorit said Amanda don't know how to read a room. Dorit, this is the time where you don't know how to read a room either. So she was like, she apologized to Amanda. I'm sorry that happened. I'm really sorry. But she keeps going. She said, but you don't know me that well, and then when we went out and had lunch and we were talking and I was talking to you, you said you were praying for me. And Amanda was like, all true. You're going through a hard time. I just think I was now she's gonna throw it on Kyle. I was just agreeing with Kyle. I didn't have strong feelings about you, what you're going through. Remember that, Kyle? Here go the narcissist. No, I don't remember. Dorit is like, so is it safe to say that you hijack Kyle's thoughts and make them your own? What are you saying, Dorit? What? Like, Dorit, put a pin in it, honey. And this is a clear indication that Dorit is not equipped to write in a book. She don't even know when to shut up. She's trying to talk, but she can't. Now, last season, she was so aggressive with Kyle and Sutton. She done lost that mojo. She can't even get her thoughts together. That's because you should be quiet. You're not reading the room, Dorit. You're not. You need to put a pin in it. What do you mean, did she hijack Kyle's thoughts and made them her own? And I am so mad that none of these seasoned women are telling Dorit to shut up. Not Kyle, not Sutton, not Rachel, not Kathy, not Jennifer, not Erica. Somebody needs to tell her, even Natalie, the new, Rachel's friend, tell Dorit to hush. So Dorit, she continues, I'm sorry, but I didn't know today was your anniversary. How would you have known? How would you have known? She told you just now in this moment what today is, and you're still pressing the issue. Y'all supposed to get up and hug that girl. Let her cry. And then let her leave. Does she need to wear a t-shirt? Today is the day my son passed away. Handle with care. So Amanda gets up to leave because she's like, I just need to go home and hug Eddie and talk about what today means to us. So Kyle gets up too because they rode together. So then Kathy's like, well, let me get up because now she remembers that she's the matriarch. So they're in the doorway. Of course, they ain't left yet because this is a show. They got to film some more, right? So Kathy joins them at the door. She says sorry. And so she goes back. She says, hold on. So she goes and tells Dorit, get your butt up and go in there and apologize to that woman. And Dorit's like, nope, I don't want to have a conversation with her. Kathy was like, it's not that you're letting her slide, but be the bigger person. She's going through a tough time in this moment right now. So Dorit gets up and goes to the front door. And she's all, I'm sorry, gives her a hug. You know, Amanda is crying. And so she's wiping Amanda's tears with her fingers. And then I guess she's trying to touch her or, you know, console or whatever. I guess it was just putting her hand up to her face. Amanda said, get your hands off me. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, but you know, I'm just trying to. She was like, no. Well, I was trying not to talk, but you seem like you want to talk, so I want to know. She said, baby, you was coming at me too strong. You was coming at me way too strong, Dorit. And, you know, that was pretty much the end of the episode, besties. I enjoy Beverly Hills. People say it's a snooze fest. I enjoy it because I like the price tags and the riches. I love it, honey. I love it. And you know, I thought about it too, besties. Not only did I think that, so Kyle told her, like, you go ahead and go be with your family. You rode with her. You're going to let Amanda drive home in this fragile state? I'm just like, what is up with these seasoned women? Y'all this old and got to be stupid? I was trying to say something else. Y'all this old and still stupid. Kyle, I would have liked if you would have told her, let me drive you home. Then you catch an Uber home. You guys drove together, so you rode in together, so I'm going to assume you live close. Catch an Uber. Maybe Eddie would drop you off, right? Or maybe Amanda would cry on the way to your house and then she would be okay to drive home. Something like that. You gonna leave, just tell her, all right, bye, girl. Really? And another issue I have is, Rachel, you are the host of this party and you didn't even get up and tell her goodbye. I don't care in this moment that she's a Me Too, that she's a one-upper, that she's insecure, that she doesn't have self-awareness, that she talked too much. In this moment, the girl is struggling with a humongous tragedy, and you couldn't get up and console her. You're a mother. All of you guys at that table are mothers. And it's just like, y'all didn't think to console this woman, and then you go send her off to drive home by herself. Oh, that was terrible. So now I'm mad at Kyle. I can't believe she said, well, go home and be with your family. No, you go home. Never mind, because you don't have a family at your house, Kyle. Okay, I'm done. I have Kiki, and I've had a good time. Besties, I hope you enjoyed my recap. Please express your enjoyment by commenting, liking the video, subscribing to my channel, making sure your notification bell is on, and hyping my video. Slide the comments over to your left and give me some hypes. Get me in the algorithm so we can make some new besties. I appreciate you. And I will catch you on the next recap, which will be tomorrow night. Love Door and Lockup. Hey, all right. Have a good night. Bye, besties.